that point, just going back a bit, where he said a prophet is not without honour except in his own country, amongst his own kin and in his own house, that gives us a little window on Jesus' domestic situation. Now, we can put aside the idea that these James, Joseph, Judas and Simon are his actual brothers, children of Mary. They're not. Some early fathers thought that they were sons of Joseph by a previous marriage, and so they'd be Jesus', in a sense, legally half-brothers. But I go with another tradition which says that these four are the sons of Mary Clopas, or Mary of Alphaeus, and that they're mentioned as her children late in St. Matthew's Gospel. And they are, Mary Clopas is the wife of Alphaeus, and there's tradition that Alphaeus is the brother of St. Joseph, the blood brother of St. Joseph. So basically these four men, James, Joseph, Judas and Simon, are the cousins of Jesus not by blood, but by the legal relationship of Joseph to Jesus, because Joseph is the brother, the blood brother of Alphaeus, the father of these four. So they're cousins of Jesus.
That's the tradition.
Yes, that's one tradition. As I say, there are other traditions that say they were children of Joseph, physical children of Joseph by another marriage. But as I say, I don't go with that. I think Scripture gives us reason to say they are children of Mary Clopas, and she's the wife of Alphaeus. So the question is, what's the link between Mary Clopas, Alphaeus and Joseph, St. Joseph, or the Virgin Mary?
Why is she referred to as Clopas?
Good question. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But so having sort of got the kind of a family tree, a bit of the family tree out of the way before any Protestants will inevitably say, well, Mary had other children, going to the main point of this, that we see that there are family difficulties within Jesus' immediate family, or rather not so immediate family, because there's no problem with the Blessed Virgin Mary. The angel Gabriel has told the Blessed Virgin Mary Jesus is the Christ. So she knows that. We know that from St. Luke's Gospel, and we know from St. Matthew's Gospel that they had to become refugees because of what was made clear to them by God about who Jesus was. And Joseph would never be anybody to cause any difficulties for Jesus' mission, because St. Joseph was right there at the beginning and he knew exactly who Jesus was. So we don't say there's a problem with St. Joseph or with the Blessed Virgin Mary. But the broader family are an issue. And one might say Mary Clopas, Alphaeus, the four sons of Alphaeus and Clopas, there could have been tensions there. After all, Jesus is a young man, grown up a young man in Nazareth. What is he doing? Getting a reputation for himself as a prophetic figure, a holy man, and attracting crowds. Firstly, the obvious possibilities the Romans will want to get involved and cause difficulties, so they might see this as a potential insurrection. There's also the possibility that the leadership of the Jews will get involved and cause difficulty. Well, we know the Romans in the past had caused difficulty for potential messiahs. They'd executed them. And it wouldn't just be Jesus who would be dealt with. The entire set of blood relatives and those connected with Jesus would be in trouble too. Possibility of death and sequestration of their property. So it's no small matter to say that, you know, if you're going about saying that you're somebody special and intimating that you're the Messiah, then there's trouble in store for you and possibly your family as well. So that's just worth saying, because we also, Mark tells us that his family came down because they thought he was mad. And now again, there's no hint that that's the Blessed Virgin Mary, but Protestants often like to say, they say Jesus is saying, when they say, oh, your brothers and your mother are here, and he looks around and he says, my mother and my brothers are all those who believe in me, as if that's a slight to Mary. But actually it can't be, because the Blessed Virgin Mary is the first Christian. She's the one who accepts the Christ that has come to earth. And she lives the life of a Christian who sacrifices more than anybody else her whole life. Nobody can sacrifice as much as she did by bearing God in her womb and then risking death at the hands of Herod. And of course the opprobrium of others who'd say, well, look, where did she get this baby from? Especially possibly St. Joseph, before he knew. So he didn't know immediately how she was pregnant. And it said, didn't it? St. Matthew said he wanted to put her away quietly because he was a decent man, though she could have been stoned to death. And then we get, so we have that. In no way is Jesus casting aspersions on his own mother there. So it's other members of the family. Oh, by the way, we can assume that Joseph is dead by the time the gospel events of the public ministry are happening, because we hear nothing of him. But again, there's tradition that Joseph had died already anyway. And that's partly why there's a tradition that says Joseph was very old when he married the Blessed Virgin. So he might have died of old age. By the time Jesus is 30, Joseph will be a very old man. So that's one point of the tradition anyway.